Hey, what's up, guys? I didn't talk about patch 2.01, so I figured I'd make a video, even though it's a little bit late, about the new champion. Well, to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about the new champion, so I'm just gonna I'm basically gonna skim over that part because I just don't know. I've been playing a bunch of ranked lately, so I'm just gonna skim over all this and talk about. I also wanted to talk about not only the patch, but like reiterate why I don't use skins. A big part of it is high-res just not supporting content creators like at all. Like if you're not on their main channel, all you get is some skin codes, and that's basically it. And you're just giving codes so you can get the new skins, you could advertise for them for free. I'm really not interested in any of that. And that's why I've just given up on using the skins altogether. And a few of the things that they could be doing for content creators, but I don't think they'll ever be doing. For instance, drops in Twitch channels. You see it's very successful in other games. Overwatch did it a bit. What's that? Warpath? It's not Warpath. Whatever that game is. Like, there's a lot. Streaming in the client, like Quake Champions has this. I believe HOTS might even had it. Some other games have that. Would be nice, especially for console players, to be able to watch Twitch. And just having content creator codes. You know, if someone would buy crystals and put Z1 or something like that, like 5 to 10% could go to the content creator. Like, there's literally no reason for me to advertise for high-res. I already play their game for them. I've played it, like, streamed like 3,000 hours to them. And I wanted to just talk briefly about this, the state of the game as well. You know, the servers, I get 125 ping in NA. I don't know where all the budget's going. Obviously not into the servers. We got the wrong map names on the scoreboard. I mean, you've known that. The bug's been in the game for 3 years at this point. I don't know if they just don't know, or they don't know about it, or if they just can't fix it, or just don't care. You got FPS problems on Shaolin, especially. And I've even had it on a Ruckus. I have an i9 9900K, two 1080 Ti's, 32 gigs of RAM. I still get FPS drops in this game. And just the sound bugs, just the overall quality of the game. Just feels like they're just sucking the money out of it, you know, before the game dies. And you know, we got a few general bug fixes here. We got 5 things. That's nice. But anyway, let's get on to the patch. Champion bug fixes. Well, that's good. We've got a few bug fixes. We still got a ton. Like my potion just bugged on Pip the other day while I was playing it. It's like it shows that it's off cooldown. You just can't do anything. But there's a bunch of junk in here. You really got to scroll down to get this balance. Talents, so you all know we're going to 3 talents this patch instead of 4, and they're getting rid of some. Some are getting combined, like on Ceres, but we'll get to that. Let's talk about the first change. Oh yeah, you can buy items in the same category. Should be fun, like Caught and Wrecker. Who knows how that's going to affect the balance, but let's just get into it. Alright, first of all, I don't think Androxus is crazy OP or anything. I think he's in a fine state, and people just can't deal with mobility, so we're dumbing the game down for people that like can't be aware of where the enemy is, or they can't work together to shoot at. Like, there's many DPS champions that just out-duel Androxus even at close range, like Cassie. Leon's got a good fight, and those are 2 of the top picks right now. But we've nerfed the punch. That's not the worst thing about this. You know, Darkstalker was useless. It got nerfed into the ground. Cursed Cylinder sucks. But the big thing is that they're nerfing the punch card, so you only get half the cooldown now. Basically, you can get a maximum of 5 seconds off if you punch instead of a full reset. So punch Androxus is pretty much dead. I think Androxus in general is pretty much dead. They just over-nerfed it. And I think that we're balancing Androxus at this point off of Mudastina flicks that were hit over a year ago on land. You know, where he does the crazy headshot and everyone's dying, but it's just unrealistic balance. I think flanks are... There's a bunch more flanks. Like, I like Talus a lot more than him. I didn't look too much into this. Ash no longer applies knockback, now stuns on hit. That's okay. Like, assert dominance, is that assert dominance in general? Just the talent? Or I mean just the ultimate? I don't know. doesn't look like a whole lot of change for Ashe. She'll still be fine. She loses the CC stuff, gets a lifesteal card. Air trigger removed. This is pretty much useless. Tinkering's the only way to play Barrack. Lose the CC card, get a health card. It'd probably be worth powering up now. Demolition removed. I use Royal Subjects personally, so little to no change for Bomb King as well. Buck is going to knock people up instead of knocking them away. Buck's one of those champions that got hit hardest with the nerfs at like, what was it, patch 30 or something. The talent system used to be called Legendaries. No, it was after that. And he used to have like 3-second jumps with like 2 separate cooldowns, you know, crazy fun mobility, and now Buck's he's pretty much just garbage. I mean, you might be able to play him with the bulk up, with people not having COTS built into their loadouts anymore, but you just don't play Buck. He's not worth it. Cassie's been OP forever. She's not changed. Just Breathes. It's already nerfed. They already nerfed that talent in the ground. You're basically just getting rid of it, and then you got an HP card. It's probably worth putting a few points into. Pretty much, Cassie's still going to be really freaking good. I know Dredge can like bounce around on his triple bombs now, so he gives a little bit of mobility. Shortcut now allows allies to pass through it. Well, that's nice. So you got like what, two buffs? Is that talent called Shortcut? Bergeret. I'm pretty sure it's just the ability. Yeah, it's just called the ability. So your teammates can now just use it. It's alright. Yeah, I don't really care. I don't like Dredge. I think he's boring. Just the way he stands still and just does a ton of damage. I'd rather have fun running around the map and stuff like that. I think I'm just not interested in him. Drogo's, he's already had a bunch of nerfs, but he's also losing 200 HP. Drogo's he's pretty much dead next patch. He's got that cool talent, the new worm jets, where he can like float a bit more, but it's like if you're floating and you're not doing any damage, you're just gonna die anyway because you move at the speed of smell. And you've got some card changes. None of them really matter. Basically, they nerf Salvo and they nerf the Spit. Reprieve. I mean, they might as well. They already. Like, so when Reprieve came out, it was 600 a second. Then it was nerfed to 300. And now they're just removing it. Like, it was useless at 300 health a second. And then they put it into a card. It's only 50 each. If this was 100 each, it would be useful. But you just don't have the spare cards, especially to get 50 HP. You're pretty much just going to still be playing Evie the same exact way with Wormhole, which is kind of boring, in my opinion. You can't really just dive into the back lines. It's more like you're just pushing, you're just like standing at a spot and just blinking up, attack a little bit, blink back, and then rinse, repeat. Fernando's getting a bunch of changes. He's losing the caught built into his, whatever that card is, to get 75% reduced healing for 3 seconds. Scorch no longer deals increased damage, so that, yeah, he's losing a lot of his killing potential. Subsequent, what is all this junk? Yeah, you can like increase the projectile speed. I don't really think you need any of that. I'm not going to be playing Fernando next patch, I know that. And then he's get this, what is this, like a Rejuvenate card? Below 50% HP, you can get 25% increased healing. Yeah, I'm not really interested in playing Fernando next patch. I'd rather be able to kill stuff. Celerity removed. I think it's the card with the wings, right? For her. Not seeing it. Oh, there she is. Oh, they already removed it. Of course, I'm on PTS, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah. I don't think there's going to be... You're going to use Solar Blessing no matter what if you're playing her, so it doesn't really matter. It's just small little card changes. Probably not going to affect much. Wraith removed. The card was buggy before and kind of useless now, so... I don't... Like, Spirit's Domain's pretty useless. Maybe this will make it... I think it's still not going to be good, to be honest. I like Totemic Word, but it's getting nerfed for some reason. They're probably nerfing Totemic Word to try to also get you to play Spirit's Domain. It's kind of what they're doing with Koga, nerfing his machine guns so to make you also... And then on top of that, buffing the claws to try to force you to play a different way. Blossom increased range 50%. It's kind of nice to have that at base, but they're removing Efflorescence. So what, you won't have passive heal as far? And then the other healing talent for Grover is just buffs his Q heal. So I guess you just less passive healing. Dropping below certain health grants Ooh, that's nice, actually. That shield card's pretty good. I know, was it Furia who has that? Or some, I forget which champion has that. Wrath of Stigala, that's pretty useless, to be honest. Increase ammo count, so basically nothing for Inara. It's nice that they're buffing Genos. Like, the only way to play Genos was Luminary, and now they're just giving you a little bit of Astral Mark. It's not going to make too big of a difference. It's only 5%. I like to play the Grip Trolley Genos, but it's nice. Like, Celestial Touch has been useless ever since Hi-Rez nerfed it. Side Reel, that was the reveal card for him. Every second channeling Void Grip Seal, and that's useless as well. The con stuff, alright, the big thing about con is that they're changing the way his ult works, and they're calling it a skill shot, except that it's basically hit scan and seems to have, like, infinite range. If that's true, it's still crazy overpowered. You'll probably just hit more tanks with it, like more people that move slow, like Ruckus, instead of hitting flankers with it, and you're still doing 900. Like, this thing is still crazy, crazy powerful. I don't know why tanks in this game have to have, like, the most powerful ultimates in the game, but it's nice that they're removing firing line. So that should bring some balance to him. But I think that ult's still going to be really, really good. Suppression remove, that was the one with the mines. I thought they already had this Octopresser card. Something about OB64, I remember that. Not much change for Kinessa overall. Full, yeah, nothing's like useful. So here's where I was talking about Koga, basically. All these buffs to the claws, but here's the thing, is like submachine gun goes to from 70 to 60 ammo. And then there's also a refund card that got nerfed. Oh, here it is. Surprise. Ammo regen goes from reduced from 8. So that would be 40 is reduced down to 30 every time you dash to get that amount of ammo back. So they're really just forcing you onto the claws. I don't think you should... I don't like that. They should just buff the claws and not nerf the other parts of his kit. I don't like Koga. He's kind of useless just because he doesn't have range. I guess you could use like mid-range claws, but before they weren't worth it, but for how much it costs. But I don't really see myself playing too much Koga. And then he gets stuck on a lot of the walls, especially in like TDM and stuff. And Onslaught. This thing's not going to destroy shields, and it doesn't have a range limit, basically, because it targets globally for Lex's ultimate. Big thing. Law 1 removed, didn't use it before. This is nice. The Death and Taxes is finally going away, and they have Precision. Getting a change. Precision used to be 10% at base, and then it was like, I think it was like 5%, and now they're just changing it so subsequent attacks are going to stack up to 15 to 16% over 5 seconds. I'd assume it just refreshes this 5 seconds with a stack as you hit people, but I don't know. She'll probably be in an alright place even without Death and Taxes. Death and Taxes, like, it felt horrible to play against, especially when you're getting caught 3'd off at the start of the game just by them hitting auto aim attacks on you. 9 lives also heals and activations, a small buff for Maeve. I use Cat Burglar. Maeve's just kind of been... She's been really fucking bad ever since they nerfed Street Justice into the ground. They also nerfed Maeve's damage reduction severely to the point that it's nearly useless, which makes her nearly useless as a character, to be honest. There's always better picks. But you get a small buff. Davy Jones Locker removed. That's the one with the Mojo where you infinite shell spin. It was a useless talent for funsies. You had like no control over it, and then he got a rejuve card instead of his CC reduction. So you'll probably just take the 5 points you put in the CC reduction into this 25% extra HP, under 50%. Ripen Gourd. That thing felt horrible to use, honestly. It felt like complete RNG. I hope they fix the Gourd bugs. I have no idea. And then they have like some new card to heal when activating the Gourd. I think it's useless. I already know how I'm going to build my deck, so nothing's really changing for me. Allies gain 6% life still standing in the Gourd. Could be useful. I don't know. We'll see. Yummy removed. Moji is she's just trash. Oh, and the best part is that they gave her this trash card to go along with her trash kit. So you can get, what, up to 40% movement speed for 2 seconds, only if you kill an opponent. Ooh, 40% movement speed after a... Look, first of all, if you're playing Moji, you aren't killing shit. She's just garbage. It wasn't even on a limbs. Other champions like Sky have like 6 or 8 seconds, and this is 2. What a joke of a card. And for a joke of a champion. We'll see if she just gets reworked into a support. Mischief removed. I mean, that talent had the the highest skill cap. Like, you could do all these things with the lower cooldowns, but no one really ever used it anyway, so whatever. I'm still going to play Pip the same way. I think Catalyst Pip's going to be really good next patch, especially with the caught being removed from the decks and stuff. You could just get Moxie 5 for self-heal. Overdrive removed. What a useless talent for Ruckus. Aerial Assault. That's the only way to play him is with the rocket talent, to be honest. Successful hits the rocket launcher for Sword 5 ammo. That's a useless card as well. It's more about bursting people down with rockets and then hiding, waiting for your emitter to be back up, not just standing in combat, spamming, but okay. Ceres are combining the Restore Soul is just going in her base kit. That was the 50% of the heal going to your allies, so it's dumbed down to 30%. Now you just run Mortal Reach, so it's going to be over 3 seconds, 30% each. So what's that, like 900 HP to people around your main target if you heal for the full 3 seconds. Ceres is one of the easiest champions in the game, and with Mortal, just the auto aim and the AoE heals in general. I guess it goes along with Ying though, being so easy to play. But we're probably going to see a lot more Ceres in the future. Shifting Sands, never used it. That's the planted talent. I remember that. And then they have some things for like movement speed. Like, I don't think the movement penalty is that bad when drawing your bow. I already have movement speed in my build. I don't see really anything changing. Quicksand now new reduced Impaler's cooldown by 0.06. Don't they already have? I thought they already had something for Shaolin to reduce the cooldown of Impaler Arrow. Quicksand. I know I'm on the PTS client, but I could have sworn that was already in the game. This is my deck from live, so I don't really know what just changed there. I'm not gonna bother to look. So they're doing all stuff to Sky to like get rid of. You're gonna be able to see through the smoke screen. Now you're gonna get heals and all that. I really don't know how Sky's gonna play. I'd have to, even with like reading through all this, I'd have to see it for myself. Sky's in an okay spot right now, but I really can't. With all these changes, I really can't give an opinion on Sky. But I've been playing her more in pubs. Unauthorized use, basically the big thing with Strix, unauthorized use is no longer going to reveal. If you heard Hyra's Martini, the reveal was actually put in there as a joke. So like the joke is that you're hitting people with your flare for 1,000 damage. But what ends up happening is they just spam reveals on you with every 5 seconds. So it turns out that balance right there was more of a joke the last year of having to deal with Strix. Which is a nice change, I'm very happy. I thought this Flare Lasts Longer card was also in the game. I don't know what that is right there. Talus is getting a bunch of nerfs. He's losing the Antediluvian, which is the 75% caught, so he can't get like Caught and Wrecker. Well, I guess you can just buy Caught and Wrecker at the same time, but Raging Demon... I don't think I was using Raging Demon on Talus. Oh shit. I think I was. Inner Strength, Rune of Travel now. No, it was Inner Strength that I would use before, but it used to give DR for like 4 seconds upon activating the the teleport thingy. I don't know. I think Talus will still be decent. He still does a shit ton of damage. Oh my god, I couldn't believe this shit. When I read this balance for Terminus before, I couldn't even fucking believe that they thought this was okay to do. Power Siphon now has a 3-second cooldown. What a joke. I think that this character is so buggy that Hyra's just doesn't want people to play Terminus because he's so fucking busted that they decided to just make him the worst champion in the game. And like as a fix, I don't know what this is. I think Terminus is useless, probably even more useless than Moji, to be honest. And they have all these cards. People are telling me you're going to be able to get like your what is it? Your whatever your shield's card, your shield is. You're going to be able to generate it back faster. Calamity Blast now grant Power Siphon energy. Yeah, but if you can't put your shield back up, like you're a melee champion, you're just going to get bursted. You have what, 4k HP at base? You don't have any damage reduction. You're just a walking trash can now. Nice balance. Alternative current. I never used that. I forget which one that was. That's for the one where you're using your like a little beam on something. Thanks, Grandpa's now. The default talent, oh great, now we don't have to use our brain anymore. Now we just cast 5-second long shields, even at the lowest level of the game. It's not like Overwatch where you only have 2 seconds and you actually have to like work as a team or anything. Now you just have a 5 seconds to just throw on whoever. Okay. Cooldown limbs reduce cooldowns. Yeah, kind of useless. I already know how I'm gonna build it. Nothing's changing for Terminus. For Tyra, the big thing is that they're doing the Mercy kill. It's gonna have 3 shots now, but it's not gonna have the percentage-based damage or anything like that. It's just you have 3 separate charges, which sounds insane because she also has a card to get 10% back for each level for eliminations. So it's like 50% on eliminations. It's a lot of CD, especially with how long the firebomb is and stuff. I have not liked Victor since they nerfed Shrapnel. I'm just changing the song here. I don't like that they remove Firefight. I think it's one of the things that let you deal with characters like Androxus, to be able to fight them up close. I never liked the burst change. I liked it before when it just granted more like 15% damage flat, aiming down sights. I don't see myself playing much Victor anymore. He's just kind of ruined for me, to be honest. Lifesteal while aiming down IN sights, eh. Vivian, big thing, losing the sap rounds for the Wrecker. There's not really any reason to pick Vivian right now except for the Wrecker, so whatever. Another champion who got kind of ruined with balance is Willow. What was it? Her dead zone used to get 800, now she only gets like 400. Something crazy like that. I think it's only 400 now? No, it's 500 on Nightshade, but people just... She wasn't that great to begin with. I see no reason to pick Willow. Oh yeah, Lifelike got removed. But Life Exchange is still insane, except that they nerfed Brittle, which is, if you don't know, it's the Shatter cooldown card. It's what lets you right-click people faster on Ying, so that's getting a bit of a nerf. I don't know how much of a difference that'll actually make. So what's this? The 0.7 was like, what, 0.35? Or 3.5 seconds, so it's getting nerfed to 2.5 seconds. So there's like an extra second of cooldown with your right-click heal on Ying. And then they made a big deal about this with the counter for Xin, that it's gonna like shoot back a projectile now instead of just, you know, you'd swing in front of you. But they also got rid of the counter legendary. I think it's called Retaliation. And they have a couple of other little balance changes, but not a whole lot happening for Xin. It should make him feel a little bit better. Overall, I didn't want to go into super detail about this because you can't even tell, like, even if you read everything, like how good a champion's gonna be. But it's just like severe nerfs for Androxus, Terminus, and there's just some champions that I think are gonna be near useless, especially with like Drogo's going from 2400 HP to 2200. But hopefully, I don't know if you guys like this video, but I wanted to just give my thoughts on the patch, why I don't use skins, why I'm not going to use skins, and what I think is going to happen. I think the balance changes are going to be more fun for the game because you don't want a game that's just the same old thing all the time. It's just going to get really stale. But yeah, I didn't edit any of this, and I'm just going to throw it up as is, and let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll probably reply to them as well, and I hope you have a nice day.